The government has denied consumers relief at the pump for the second consecutive month after it opted not to tap the fuel subsidy to prevent fuel prices from jumping by 9 shillings per litre. The rise in fuel prices has a ripple effect on the cost of basic commodities and transport, thus drawing concern from everyone. And with such uncertainties hitting the economy now and again, we all need something that can help us make sense of it all. Mint aims to provide you with valuable insights to help you earn, save, spend and invest your money wisely, especially during these challenging times. Stay with us. My name is Lydia Nyawira.
Earn it, spend it, save, invest. Earn it, spend it, save, invest. Mola, kila siku niko chase mola, make more bila stress. Mola, kila siku waste mola, make more bila stress.
Today on Mint, what are MMFs and why the growing popularity? PVTS, your insurance choice from losses arising from political violence. And on Boss Moves, Connie Alwatch takes us inside the world of personal branding.
Earn it, spend it, save, invest.
Money market funds, or in short, MMFs, have become the undeniable buzzword in every Kenyan conversation about money and investments. Everyone's talking about them, but what are they really? How do they actually work? And the big question, is it truly worth putting your hard-earned money into them? Today on Money Moves, we are diving deep into money market funds and exploring their skyrocketing popularity as an investment option among Kenyans.
If you're looking for a safe place to park your money and earn something extra, a money market fund is one such option. Money market funds are a secure way to make your money work for you without taking on unnecessary risks. As of March 2025, Safaricom's money market fund ZD had over 6 billion in assets under management, indicating Kenyans' appetite for growing and managing their finances and wealth. But before you invest in a money market fund, you need to understand how it will fit into your investment objective. A money market fund is a type of mutual fund in which money from many people is pulled together and invested in short-term securities. So, who can save and invest in money market funds, and why should they? Anyone can invest in money market funds, from individuals to large organizations. Here are a few reasons why. Money market funds prioritize liquidity, meaning you can access your funds within 2 to 3 business days should you need your money in a hurry. They are less risky and provide a fixed return with short maturities. Opening a money market fund requires minimum investment amounts from as low as 100 shillings, depending on the one you settle for. For the less savvy investors or those who don't have time to hunt for the best short-term debt instruments, taking the money market route may be the wise option where money management is left to professional fund managers. With money market funds, investors don't have to select and invest in various money market securities. They offer instant diversification among securities such as treasury bills, bonds, bank deposits, and commercial papers. While all those reasons make putting your hard-earned coins in a money market fund attractive, there are a few reasons to be cautious. For one, depending on the MMF you choose, withdrawals are subject to high transaction fees, especially on subsequent withdrawals. 2. Some will require you to leave a minimum balance, so you can't withdraw all the money in the account. 3. Yes, they are safe, but offer lower returns than stocks or bonds. And 4. MMFs are sensitive to interest rate fluctuations, so when interest rates are too low, they pay less than the rate of inflation. And that has been happening in recent months as money market yields decline, primarily due to declining interest rates and falling inflation. In the last half of 2024, money market fund interest rates began reducing significantly. Despite the reduction, they remain a smart choice for investors seeking short-term financial growth.
Earn it, spend it, save, invest.
Civil disobedience is a common feature of any modern democracy, and in Kenya, the right to protest is enshrined in the Constitution. However, the stark and unfortunate reality of the recent wave of peaceful protests that have turned violent is that many small business owners have witnessed their years of investments and hard work go down the drain. While you can't always control political events, What if there was a way to protect yourself from the devastating aftermath? Many business owners don't realize just how vital insurance is until it's too late. And even then, misconceptions often stand in the way of being properly protected. On Mula Hacks tonight, we are diving deep into a crucial safeguard that's more relevant than ever in our uncertain political climate: political violence, terrorism, and sabotage, or PVTS insurance. Imagine this scenario. You've poured your life savings, countless hours, and all your dreams into opening a hardware store in Nairobi. Things are finally starting to look good, and then overnight, a peaceful protest escalates into violence. Your shop is looted, your staff are left jobless, and you can only watch as everything you've built comes crashing down. This unfortunate reality has hit many small business owners across Kenya during recent protests. While you can't always control political events, what if there was a way to protect your business from the aftermath?
When you look at a business, you actually see two aspects. Number one is actually the property, and by property is the tangible assets in the business. For instance, can be like stock, or it can be the machinery, or it can even be the computers, the laptops that are used in the business. And the other aspect that you look at is the staff who are involved. For the tangible aspect, there is what we do normally call as the asset covers, which are found in the property insurances. For instance, the fire insurance, the burglary insurance, which will actually come into play to protect the property of the business. The second thing is on the staff, whereby we have the staff policies. For instance, the WIBA policy, which is actually a requirement by the government in the protection of employees.
In uncertain political climates, a standard business insurance policy often isn't enough. That's where political violence, terrorism, and sabotage insurance becomes not just relevant, but essential.
The political violence and terrorism insurance has actually been in play for a while. It's only that the public needs to be sensitized on this kind of insurance. We do normally call it in acronym the PVT insurance. The political violence and terrorism insurance comes into play, especially in times like this, whereby we are seeing a number of riots or civil commotion, also strikes, whereby in the end result, they end up actually vandalizing, looting the shops and the business premises. So the political violence and terrorism insurance comes into play that it will actually protect the property that is damaged as a result of the riots. Then the other aspect that also it protects is actually the business interruption, because we do know that once the shop has actually been vandalized, the normal operations of the shop cannot continue. So what happens is that the owner of the shop end up losing income, because the shop will either be closed for a while as the owner tries to come back to its footing.
But how is PVTS different from a regular business cover?
The burglary insurance will come into place when thieves break into your shop and steal. The political violence terrorism insurance is unique and it's different because this is as a result of political activities. This can be as a result of a coup, can be also as a result of the people in the country actually being angry because of, I would say, elections results, or any other thing that touches on the political dimension of a country.
Many business owners don't realize how vital insurance is until it's too late. Even then, misconceptions often stand in the way of proper protection.
Some of them do think insurance is a con game, that insurance is in the business of just taking their money, their premiums, without actually offering the necessary compensation in terms of a loss. There are some business owners who have actually taken insurance, and the insurance has come into their aid in circumstances whereby there were losses. As Heritage Insurance Company, we actually sympathize with those who actually had their businesses looted and property destroyed. For those who have the PVT policy, there's a claim process that we normally do have, is actually to do the necessary notification to us or through the intermediary. The intermediary can be the bank, it can be an agent, or it can be an insurance broker. Should the claim be valid, then Heritage, we have no option but we are obliged to pay the claim. The beauty about this kind of insurance is that if you actually take the insurance today, the cover normally starts immediately. So if tomorrow there is actually demonstration, then you suffer a loss as a business owner tomorrow, you're actually liable for compensation to happen the next day. So there is no waiting period, unlike the medical kind of insurance whereby you actually have to take some time. As we budget for our businesses, we actually need to put the aspect of insurance, because I look at insurance as the invisible protection that your business has. I would really wish that the government does come up with a program from community level, whereby there is a lot of sensitization on insurance matters in this country. Our penetration level of insurance is quite low. It's roughly 3% for such a huge economy. Insurance works in the pool of numbers. When more people take insurance, then the pool increases, then you'll find that the premium prices will actually reduce and more people will take insurance. When all this happens, then we kind of create a very sustainable economy and a happy people.
In uncertain political climates, a standard business cover simply isn't enough. That's where political violence, terrorism, and sabotage insurance comes in. A policy that has sadly become more relevant than ever for businesses across Kenya. Understanding its importance and how it can shield your assets is no longer a luxury, but a necessity.
Leopoldine's yoga journey began with a glass of wine. Now, the yogi is making a living as a yoga teacher.
Earn it, spend it, save, invest. Moolah, kila siku waste that moolah, make more bila stress.
Welcome back to Mint, where we explore the world of personal finance, making it simple and relatable for you. Whether you're looking to earn, spend, save, or invest, we've got you covered.
Earn it, spend it, save, invest.
On this week's Inside Hustle, we find ourselves in a yoga studio, where while on our mats, we meet a certified and traveling yoga teacher from France, Leopoldine Fonrose, who stumbled into yoga and has never looked back. Leopoldine's yoga journey began with a glass of wine. Now the yogi is making a living as a yoga teacher. Here is her story.
It's a few minutes before 10 a.m. Inside the yoga studio at Sweat Studio, a gentle hum from the humidifier fills the space with a warm, dense mist. The heat is starting to build up. Rows of yoga mats are neatly arranged and spaced out on the floor. A 2-hour Bikram masterclass is about to begin. A certified and traveling yoga teacher from France, Leopoldine Fonrose, stumbled into yoga and has never looked back.
I called a friend, a very good friend of mine, an English friend, and it was a Sunday, so I asked her to come with me and share a glass of wine. And she told me, no, I cannot because I'm going to yoga. So I said, okay, just cancel your yoga and come with me. And she told me, no, we're going to do something else. You come with me to yoga, and then we will go and we share this glass of wine.
What started as a single yoga class, over time evolved into a passion, then a purpose, and eventually a source of income.
I was just practicing every day with a lot of consistency. And the owner of the studio asked me if I would like to become a yoga teacher, and I laughed. And I said no, because I don't like people to tell me what I have to do. So I hardly can see myself telling people what they have to do. So it was a no. And 3 months later, he came back asking me if it's still no. And he told me, you know, you're not saying it the right way. You are not telling people what they have to do. You are helping them to practice. And you told me you felt so much better. You are just helping them to feel better as well. So from this point of view, it appears for me that it would be a good idea, but the teacher training was very expensive. So I have to think about it. But finally, it's an investment. It's an investment. I did it, and I really don't regret that I've done this Bikram yoga teacher training.
Yoga is one of the fastest growing activities in Kenya's health and fitness culture. and Leopoldine is riding the wave, one posture at a time.
There is more and more people practicing. Studios are opening all over the town and all of them are working, the good one. They are working. Kenya is the only country in the world where I've told that you have class 6 a.m. and people are coming to practice at 6 a.m. They are doing 1 hour and a half of strong exercise, then they shower and they go to work.
Yoga, once seen as a niche activity for experts, is now gaining popularity with gyms and studios like Sweat Studio offering classes and events.
We have various genres of yoga, various practices. Like what we have just practiced is a masterclass for Bikram. And you'll find Bikram yoga, most teachers are international. And that's where you'll find we had Leopoldine Fonros, who came from France.
In Nairobi, where she has been living alternately for the past 4 years, Leopoldine teaches Bikram yoga, a form of hot yoga that involves a series of 26 poses practiced in a 40-degree room with a 40% humidity. With its growing popularity, yoga attracts a variety of stereotypes and misconceptions that obscure its true nature. Some of these stereotypes include the idea that it's only for slim people, for flexible individuals, and that it is a religion.
So the first time I came, I had to do a lot of explanation about this, about the fact that yoga is not another religion that I will force you to practice. Anyway, yoga is not a religion. It's more of philosophy of life, and it's additional to any religion you choose.
Leopoldine's yoga journey began with a glass of wine. Now, the yogi is making a living as a teacher. Her story is proof that with a lot of practice and consistency, passion can pay.
Earn it, spend it, save, invest.
As a young girl, Connie Alwatch watched her grandmother stitch and crochet, and this sparked an interest that would blossom into a lucrative career she practices today. Connie is an image consultant, corporate trainer, entrepreneur, fashion lecturer, influencer, and fashion stylist with experience working in Kenya and internationally. So what sparked my interest in fashion? Interesting. I think it goes back to my late grandmother. She's called Mama Tabitha Alwatch. She was very good in stitching and crocheting and home science. And then I think also a lot of influence from my parents because they like to dress up when they're going for different occasions. So I think when I was a young girl, I used to just sit on their bed and I watch them dressing up because even my dad, he has his own swag, you know. And my mom is very keen on fashion, even my older sister. So I think it was within the family, I would say, that all this began.
Connie Alwatch is an image consultant, corporate trainer, entrepreneur, fashion lecturer, influencer, and fashion stylist with experience working in Kenya and internationally. She trains corporate professionals on image and personal branding. According to her, one of the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to image is the first impression.
The most important thing we must remember is first impressions are everything. Whether it's you're going for a meeting, you're turning up late, how you're dressing, how you talk to someone, even on email, even the first communication on the phone. First impressions are everything. So you have to be very careful of the impression you're leaving with people, whether it's verbal, non-verbal, written, unwritten image. First impressions are lasting impressions.
Connie has worked with leading international designers in New York, including Matthew Williamson, Emporio Armani, and Alequec, as well as in Milan with designers such as Maurizio Pecoraro. She has also worked at 3 of the Big 4 global fashion weeks in New York, Milan, and London Fashion Week.
When I was doing a lot of internships in New York and doing my projects, I actually didn't want to come back, right? But it's actually my father who came from India, like, you know what, because now I'd reached a point where I was getting more internships, but to get, you know, a job and everything, it was proving to a bit more, you know, difficult because of the papers and everything. So my dad was like, why don't you just come and make a career in Kenya, and then you can always come abroad later. So, you know, I wasn't too keen because I was like, but what am I going to do in Kenya? What are the opportunities? But I think that's the best decision I've made because I've been able to come back, build a business, build a brand, And now I do work both locally and internationally.
Connie holds a diploma in fashion design and garment making from the Evelyn College of Design in Nairobi and a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree from the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. Additionally, she has a master's degree in fashion styling from Istituto Marangoni in Milan, where she was appointed as the first African fashion tutor. 10 years ago, she never thought that she could start her own fashion line, teach a costume course at USIU, or see her styling on TV.
One of the best things I did was to go to Strathmore Business School. I did a course for business owners called Owner Manager Program. And there they review each candidate and delegate in the program. You know, they ask me, what do you do? How can you create various ways of income? And to be honest, that is where my personal branding journey began. Because one of my mentors was like, why don't we create a program that's to do with image and branding? And that actually was the birth of my personal branding training. And that's how actually I formed my training and my content within Strathmore Business School during my course.
Like any other startup owner, she faced numerous challenges, including getting clients and monetizing her business. However, mentorship has guided her career, helped her build resilience and upscale. In April 2022, she launched the Social Sunday Fashion Brunch series in partnership with the Social House, where Kenyan designers have a platform to showcase their looks with a runway show and sell their collections at the social retail store for 8 weeks. According to the image consultant, personal branding is everything as it precedes you.
Just be careful and be intentional how you're showing up to dress for an event or a meeting, how you're showing up, even how you're communicating, even whether it's on WhatsApp, how do you communicate, how are you framing your message? What is your email like? Is it all in caps lock? So that you're shouting at someone. So your communication, everything you're doing, you have to be conscious of, the impression you're leaving with someone. Like many startup founders, Connie Alwaj faced significant hurdles from attracting clients to monetizing her business. However, mentorship proved to be a guiding force, helping her build resilience and scale her venture. This offers a valuable lesson for us all. This wraps up today's episode of Mint, Money Made Simple, your essential guide to personal finance designed to help you make your money work smarter for you. For more information, visit mint at mula.co.ke or tv47.digital. Stay safe and keep minting. Until next week, I'm Lydia Nyawera.